5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes.
How do you do? Welcome back to another video. Since it's winter break, I have more time to put stuff out. For this video, we have me doing a dedicated challenge of not being on social media for 3 days. And I decided to do this challenge because for one, it'll help me, and for two, I think it's entertaining, and for three, I needed to get off of social media. I felt like my priorities were all jacked up, so I was gonna do this and post it. So for over 72 hours, I post whatever I'm doing throughout the day besides being on social media, and I debrief at the end of the night to see how I feel. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump to day one, or the night before I start my day one. This is the night before I start the 3-day challenge. Yeah, and see you tomorrow. Good night. Before we go into day one though, I need to set this up for you guys. My plans were to wake up, deliver a package for my mom, go to this nice, sweet, quaint cafe, do some work, some editing for my school, and then draw my cousin's face, draw to get that artistic side out of me, and then see what happens next. So without further ado, let's actually start day one.
Yes, it is. Oh, no, these are not. Yes, yes, yes. Uh-oh.
So when I said I wanted to draw my cousin's face, I meant 3 of his faces, because that boy is very adorable and has a very drawable face. I feel like 3 to 4 hours to finalize his face, but nonetheless, I felt very content. I was very happy that I got it out of my system. And while being at this cafe that I wanted to work at, my dad was surprisingly there, which was also enjoyable. And we sat together and we enjoyed each other's company until we had to leave.
Wave.
Just tell me when.
You look.
Like you just.
What am I supposed to do? Then soon after, we both went back home because it was starting to get late. When we came back home, I found a package on my front door, and it was my mom's gift. So, God, Jesus. Yeah.
Do you guys want me to order some McDonald's?
Girl, sure. I know you want McDonald's, but like I was saying, found the package on my front door. It was my mom's gift. I was starting to wrap it, and I'm not gonna show you, Mom, because I know you're watching this, and put that under the tree. That took a bit of time. That made me happy as well. Now, this is also what I started to expect. What I was expecting is that being off of social media, I was just going to grow bored, but I didn't know when it was gonna happen because I was feeling my schedule with just doing things. It got to a point to where I just didn't want to do the things that I set myself up to do, and I just sat there. I just let myself think. I don't even know. Afterwards, I just sat down with my fam and watched a couple movies and was editing up the rest of day one. Then, of course, it started to get late and my day was approaching to an end. Well, this is after day one, and how do I feel? I feel okay. I don't feel like much has changed. I just feel like I just stuffed my whole day with doing stuff, you know what I mean? Can't say I feel any different, but we shall see what day 2 is gonna look like. So, good night. So yeah, after day 1, I didn't really feel much of a change. I still felt the same. I wasn't thinking about social media, but regardless, I still felt the same. I felt suspicious of the fact though, that the core root of me being on social media, the drive to be on it, did not change. It was weird because I was just like, I don't think social media is the problem. I think it has to be something else. Because I feel like I had the feeling that in order to be less drawn to social media, which is this whole purpose, I would have to become less reliant on it, which also means I probably would have to calm my brain down. But continuing on to day 2, my plans were to get up, get breakfast, go to the store to get some groceries, come back, work, and edit, for my school again, and then actually clean. I wanted to clean.
What the hell?
Let's go to the car. I need to get my glasses. I don't know where my glasses are. All right, let's go. Oh. Frick!
Starbucks. Can I get you going with any food items?
I might have a mobile order for.
I'm still working on them, but we'll have them up for you at the window.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. After finishing up a couple, 2 hours of work of editing, I wanted to clean, like I said earlier. My goal was to provide a place for when my parents walk in. It was clean inside. That's exactly what I did. And I cleaned, and I cleaned, and I cleaned. And if I'm being honest, that was awesome. It felt good because I was blasting music, I was by myself, and I was just tidying things up. That I will do again. Then afterwards, my parents show up. I dedicated the rest of my night to drawing my cousin's face again and was happy at that too. And then there goes the end of my day 2. This is the night of day 2. I'm about to go to bed. I do notice that no social media is actually not that hard, especially when you don't have people clawing at you. I do find it more peaceful, like after drawing my cousin's face twice now. I feel like I have all this patience in the world now, and I like that. When it comes to social media, my patience runs very thin, and I wonder if it has to do with the fact that you develop such a short attention span with the algorithm to where you just develop short patience too. With the way the internet moving, it's so fast you don't have it anymore. I also noticed that being off of social media, I also realized I try to supplement it by doing a whole bunch of stuff, and I realized that that's not helping me. You know what I mean? I'm not progressing anywhere. I'm just staying at the same place. So I think by tomorrow, I'm going to look up a way to not just supplement it, but end it. So yeah, good night and see you tomorrow. Now, this was my last day away from social media, and I had the same plans as I've had, the other 2 days, except this time, instead of going out to get breakfast, I wanted to cook myself breakfast. And so what I was learning throughout me cooking is that the fact that I'm cooking itself says something. It says that I have the time and the creativity in my day to get up and put something on my plate, rather than sit on my bed and scroll. After cooking that delicious meal, I literally spent the rest of the day editing this video from day 2 and a mix of day 3 as well. And unfortunately, I tried to draw the third face of my cousin, but that did not end well, and so I just gave up. So then after that, I was inspired to do a little research about this drive that I have to be on social media. And this drive is also known as dopamine. Okay. Let's get this party started. Okay, the dopamine-seeking reward loop is a term that describes the tendency to continuously seek out behaviors that release dopamine in the brain. This can lead to a cycle of seeking more than dopamine than is satisfying, which can be difficult to break. Okay, found it. Other activities that can trigger the release of dopamine include using social media. Setting boundaries. You have to incorporate fun activities to your daily routine. That's literally what I'm doing. But it's in order to keep up with the DLA, not to get rid of it. Bro, how do you reset your dopamine level? Engage in natural, ooh! Okay, let's look this up. Natural, what is natural movement? So we have physical activity, not doing that. Creative expression, hey! That's what I'm doing right now. However, there's no single definitive toxic level that can be easily measured, as doctors cannot directly test dopamine levels in the brain, and normal ranges can vary slightly between individuals. That's not good information, because what happens if someone just like explodes? Isn't it? It's a naturally occurring chemical in your brain and you can't get rid of it. Okay. The concept of dopamine detox is largely considered as a misconception, as your brain constantly produces dopamine. Can you overwhelm your dopamine? Essentially, your brain can become less responsive to dopamine due to overstimulation. So basically, you can set your dopamine level so high you can't go back. Okay, so now what is the problem? The reason I'm doing this challenge was to just detach from the internet, because I feel like being so absorbed in it is really annoying, and it annoys me when I'm too involved with the internet and I'm not involved in my life. So I took a 3-day break to see what this is. Now, the reason that I'm on it so much is because of this right here, just the dopamine crap. Now, when I got off, I filled it in, that same dopamine rush. I tried to supplement that with activities, and it did work. You know what I mean? There were natural dopamine levels that did make me feel good without being on the internet. But now the question is managing that. And so, see what the management process looks like. Not sure. So yeah, after researching dopamine, I realized that my dopamine levels are always going to fluctuate. So my focal point becomes managing that, because I can't run away from the internet, but at the same time, I can't let it consume me. So it's like, how do I do both? Pray? Yes. With that being said, I also forgot to debrief that the night of day 3, and here I am now, debriefing with y'all. But going back to the managing part, I would need to manage something that's worth my time rather than be on the internet and stuck out all the time. It's easy to get stuck because it's very entertaining, but we also have to realize that social media is a tool and it's not our life, and there's other things that we have to get done. And first of all, it'll always be there. And so that's what I learned. This is the 4th day, so I've spent almost about a week dedicating to this, and I already view social media less. And that makes me happy, because that's what I wanted to see it as. So mission complete, and I hope that you find this video motivational, or I hope that you find this video that inspires you to do the same. And I thank you if you watched all the way to the end, and see you later.